Hello, in this video we are going to learn how to prove whether or not a line is tangent to the circle. So in this video we will have a circle with a line that appears to be a tangent line. However, we want to mathematically prove whether that is true or not. Now to do this, we need to remember a key fact. We need to remember that at the point of tangency to the center of the circle will always create a right angle. If it doesn't make a right angle, then that line is not a tangent line. So to prove this, we will use Pythagorean theorem. If Pythagorean theorem works, then it is a right angle. If it's a right angle, then it has to be a tangent line. On the contrary, if the Pythagorean theorem does not work, then it is not a right angle. And if it's not a right angle, then it is not a tangent line. So let's look at a couple examples. Our job is to determine whether AB is tangent to the circle or not. So if I look at this first picture, here is line AB, which looks like it's tangent to the circle, which means that at angle A, there would be a right angle. We want to prove that that is true. So we will use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now remember, C always has to be the hypotenuse, and A and B are the other two values. So I will do 10.8 squared plus 7.3 squared equals 13.5 squared. And now I'm going to simplify. So 10.8 squared is 116.64. 7.3 squared is 53.29. And 13.5 squared is 182.25. To further simplify, I'm going to add these two values together. 116.64 plus 53.29 makes 169.93. And I'm going to bring the 182.25 down. Now if I look at these two numbers, 169.93 and 182.25, those values are not equal, which means that Pythagorean theorem did not work. So in this case, line AB is not tangent to the circle. Let's look at one more example. Again, we have line AB that looks like it is tangent to the circle. And if it is tangent to the circle, that means that angle A would have to be a right angle. But we want to prove it mathematically using the Pythagorean theorem. Again, my hypotenuse has to be C, and the other two values will be A and B. So 5.7 squared plus 7.6 squared equals 9.5 squared. And now I will simplify. 5.7 squared is 32.49. 7.6 squared is 57.76. And 9.5 squared is 90.25. Now if I add these two values together, 32.49 plus 57.76, I get 90.25. And the good thing about this is that I have 90.25 equals 90.25. So because the Pythagorean theorem worked, I have the same number on both sides of my equation. This would mean that AB is tangent to the circle.